Have you ever felt rejected and wondered if your looks were the reason? Or maybe you've experienced privilege, thinking your appearance gave you an advantage. Recent studies prove beauty often comes with benefits, but is that just for women, or do men enjoy it too? Is your appearance shaping more of your life than you realize? Chapter 1. What is pretty privilege? It's the idea that life is inherently easier for those who are deemed attractive. Whether consciously or subconsciously, society tends to favor people who fit certain standards of beauty, often offering them opportunities, advantages, or simply more positive interactions. Chapter 2. Breaking Stereotypes. Now, when we think of pretty privilege, the image that likely comes to mind is a woman. After all, the word pretty has traditionally been tied to femininity. But pretty privilege doesn't only work for women. In fact, it can work just as well for men. Yes, even guys benefit from being attractive, and the impact it has on their success and how others perceive them is huge. A study from the University of Oslo recently confirmed something that many of us probably suspected but never had the data to back up. Good looks can significantly impact a man's socioeconomic success. According to the study, attractive men are more likely to experience upward social mobility, be better educated, land prestigious jobs, and earn higher incomes than their less attractive peers. Surprisingly, the impact of attractiveness was found to be more significant for men than for women. It's kind of wild when you think about it. In a world where we typically associate beauty advantages with women, it turns out that good looks might be an even bigger factor for guys when it comes to real-world success. Chapter 3. The Halo Effect. Let's unpack that a little. When people perceive someone as attractive, they often project other qualities onto them: intelligence, competence, and leadership skills. Whether or not that's actually true, it's called the halo effect, and it plays a huge role in how attractive men, in particular, navigate life. For example, Kofi, a model and professional basketball player, admits that while his looks helped him score modeling gigs, his performance on the court had to speak for itself. The idea that being hot gets you ahead doesn't apply equally in all situations, like sports, where skills are what matter. But in industries like fashion, entertainment, or even business, looks can get your foot in the door. Chapter 4. The downside of pretty privilege. Yet this pretty privilege isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There's a downside to being the guy everyone thinks has it all. Graham, a 28-year-old model, acknowledges that being hot comes with expectations. On days when he's not looking his best or dealing with acne, he feels the pressure more intensely because his value in certain spaces is based on his appearance. There's also the issue of insecurity among attractive men themselves. Graham mentions that good-looking people can be just as insecure as anyone else, sometimes even more so because of the heavy emphasis placed on their physical appearance. Then there's the research. Our obsession with beauty, while well documented, shows how deep this bias runs. In one study, people rated others' trustworthiness based solely on their attractiveness, and you guessed it, the more attractive someone was, the more they were trusted. But attractive people weren't any more trustworthy in practice than anyone else. It's all a perception game, and we fall for it every time. Chapter 5. The problem with pretty privilege. So, what's the problem with pretty privilege? It creates an uneven playing field where someone's looks can overshadow their actual abilities or character. In a perfect world, we'd see people for their talents and skills first, but the reality is we're all biased. And as much as beauty can be an asset, it's also fleeting. Looks fade, and those who build their identities or careers around them might find themselves struggling when that happens. But apart from these, you're all beautiful, inside and out. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to the channel for more insights. And as always, thanks for watching.